Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this episode 12 here on Riverbend Springs with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, it is the following month, just before 8 o'clock in the morning. Our bank account is at $35,000. I was able to complete our allotted contracts last month, so you might expect our money would be higher, but the reason it's not, well, the first clue is in what I was wearing. The second clue, right here in front of you, we have a new tractor. Now this came more out of necessity and opportunity rather than planned purchase. I was doing some contract work with a little John Deere, and I had been having issues with it. I hadn't really mentioned it because it wasn't frequent. It has happened about 4 times now, I think. But you'd be working away. You know, now that I think about it, seems to me it was always on contract work as well, interestingly enough. 2 were bailing for sure. Anyways, back to my story. The John Deere would come to a dead stop and you couldn't do a thing. That included leaving the tractor. You couldn't turn it on, off, steer, move. It was essentially like it wasn't there. And the only fix was to tab out and reset it and then drive back to your field and carry on. Well, that had happened to me. And I happened to check the store while I was at it. And lo and behold, this 7S was sitting there at 50% off. So I had made enough long drives back to the field from the shop with the John Deere to finish contracts that I decided to take the plunge. But at the time, I also decided that, well, we might as well upgrade. So I upgraded this to 210 horsepower. So it's a fair bit more than we had in the John Deere, but it gives us another field tractor. So it ended up at used costing us $100,000, which is still a pretty good deal because base price at the lowest horsepower is $150,000. So we saved over 50 grand anyways. And so I had to borrow, though, another 50 grand to make that happen because our John Deere had a lot of hours on it. It wasn't worth a whole lot of money. So it doesn't have as much horsepower as our big old Alice there. It's at 225, but it's close and it can run almost all our implements. So it's made sense to me at the time. So I took the plunge and did it. Now we're going to have to get another loader tractor, but I have something in mind for that. I just kind of get the money together. Now I also spent $5,000 on our seeder. I didn't realize this seeder has the ability to fertilize at the same time. It was a piece of equipment that came with the farm, so I never did anything with it. And I was looking for a seeder for another map, and I was looking for one that fertilized, and lo and behold, this one does. So I spent the 5 grand and added the fertilizing capability to it. Doesn't hold a lot of fertilizer, just over 500 liters. The only kind of annoying thing was it wouldn't fill the fertilizer from our buy silo. I had to put the fertilizer into our spreader and then unload it into a pallet form to get it to load, but it's done anyway. Now, our grass is ready to harvest. Is at the first stage. Now I can't remember if it was a comment in a video or if it was tests someone did, but anyways, I have the impression that we can mow the grass now and we'll get just as, like, there'll be no impact to yield. And no point in waiting for the next round. So we're going to do that. Now we won't be able to get a full growth state this year, but we should be able to get another cutting though. So we'll have to wait till next year, but I'll record how many bales we get anyways. At some point we'll let it go to stage 3 and we'll see what happens. Do our own comparison. Oh yes, in here now, we used to have a little repair trailer. It was kind of the first repair shop that came out. And this came out the other day and it's just a workbench. So I put that in place of it. I kind of like the way that fit better. And lastly, we have a leased plow right now because we had a nice plowing contract came up. I just hung on, I should say, to the plow because I'm suspecting we'll get some more plowing contracts here this fall. At least that's the way it went last year. So I think that brings us up to speed. Our seeder is all set up and ready to go. So let's go put our barley in the field. Get her cranked up here. Now this has a CVT transmission, so that's pretty nice. And it actually has a quite a bit greater road speed than our old John Deere had. So pretty substantial upgrade. Like I said, I wasn't really planning on doing that at this point in time. It's just opportunity. Now, nothing that way. Nothing that way. Now I think we will do steering assist here. Probably not as maneuverable though as what our old John Deere was. 3 headlands, that should be good. Now let's see here. Get on the right implement. Get it turned on. Lower it down. Grab our line. Should be good to go. Oh, we'll go down. Well, our fertilizer's dropping down, but let's just jump out and check. Oops. Yes, sir. Look at that. 100% fertilized. Huh. Oh, yeah, we haven't rolled it yet because we're just seeding it. It was at 92%. Why is our yield down there? But we haven't rolled it yet. Well, and I've been thinking about what we do next. There are some new maps coming out, and I had an idea that I would like to do, own the entire map challenge. And one of the maps I was considering potentially was Frankenmuth that just released. The advantage to that is it's a all platforms map. Not that that's a huge deal, but another map I was thinking about, there's I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Monolith, Iowa. And I've actually been playing for fun on that map, and I'm really enjoying it. And it just had an update recently. And so I was kind of toying with maybe we do it on there. Now, I don't know if that's something that would interest you, those of you that are watching. I have actually one time on in 22, just for a personal let's play, did own the entire map, and I did that on Westbridge Hills, and I really enjoyed it. It's a bit of a challenge. It is a longer running series, that's for sure. Well, actually on either of those maps, but especially on the Iowa map, because the fields are darned expensive. Now, the Iowa map is set up for corn and soybeans primarily. It does have one animal barn, but on Frankenmuth, there are no pre-installed animal barns, is the word I was looking for. So both of those would be mostly like concentrating on arable. And I was thinking, like, I did a little messing around on Frankenmuth, and I was thinking, well, you'd start there. You start with the base game farm $1 million or more in debt and no equipment, and so you'd have to start out leasing. The start I did on the Iowa map that I just did for fun is I just changed the base game start equipment, which there isn't a lot, I can tell you, and changed it for John Deere and started there for pretty close to equivalent. Not exactly equivalent tractor horsepower, but darn close. So if anybody has any thoughts on that, or if you're all just enjoying Riverbend, we can just carry on here too. There's been so many people making content on Riverbend. My thinking was that people might be getting a little tired of it and interested in seeing something else. So if you have any thoughts on that, we'll leave it down in the comments. Now remember on this field that I did one pass of lime around the outside, so it'll be really interesting to see after we get it rolled what it says the yield bonus is compared to inside to outside, and to see if we can explain why we are losing 5% yield. Anymore. Boy, you just can't see out that side at all, can you? Just have to wing it. Hope it works out. Well, this tractor's having no issue at all with this seeder. I wouldn't expect it to. That was a modified, what is it, 3650, I think it is, that's the correct number. So it had 150 horsepower. Now, the loader tractor I was thinking of, it just sitting here thinking about it while I was doing this, when we should buy it, actually would not have enough horsepower to run our mower, and that's something we did with our John Deere. Maybe I should reconsider what I was thinking and get something with a little bit more horsepower, because what I was thinking about has 90 horsepower and our mower takes 110. Maybe I'll look around. Maybe I can find something else suitable in a small tractor that we could use as a loading tractor. Although, geez, if we're going to do those bales, I guess I'm going to have to get on that, aren't I? Because we're going to need to get those bales off the field. Just can't see anything that way at all. We've gotten lucky so far. Sooner or later, I am going to get tagged. My luck is not going to hold out forever. Well, I should probably leave you guys there anyways. I will carry on and get the rest of this field in, and I will bring you back and we'll do some rolling and we'll see if our lime test yielded any results. So we'll see you in a little bit. Well, 10:30 in the morning, we are done our seeding. Our barley is all in, so I'm set up here to get the rolling done. Using our new tractor again for this. I did run out of fertilizer. Interestingly enough, if you see those lighter patches there, that's what I did when those patches were done after I loaded the fertilizer. And they had a different texture on them for some reason. Don't know why. But that's how close I came to having enough fertilizer. Pretty close, but did run out. Now, once we get this rolling done, I think I'm going to leave you there for a day or two, and I'm going to go do some contracts and get our money up. Again, staying within the bounds that we set ourselves as regarding contracts, just so that we have enough money to get our loading tractor. Because I was thinking we didn't need it for a while, but I kind of forgot we need to get the bales off the field. So that's the reason why I'm going to see if I can make enough to get that so I don't have to borrow any money, and then we'll come in and get the grass work done. Now, how much of that I show will depend on where we're at time-wise in the episode. Because I thought, you know what, we'll just do every job that we used to do with the John Deere here with the Massey, and as you can see, a couple that we couldn't do. The John Deere couldn't pull this roller. But we really didn't. If we got a small loading tractor, that's all we needed. We didn't need to worry about having a tractor that could pull a mower. We'll just mow with this. Oh, I meant to use steering assist, but old habits die hard. I just carried on a freehand, so to speak. So we'll just carry on with that. And I thought we did all the seeding. We showed in gap, so this we do outer cap. Now I already peeked and looked, and I know that our liming didn't do anything. That our yield bonus across the field is the same. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be 95%. Well, we can jump out here and check this piece we've already rolled. Yep, 95%. So, don't know why it's doing that. We've done everything we could do. Now, I think we just cultivated this, didn't we? Or did we plow it? It'd be interesting to see if we'd show up anyway. But nothing to do with lime. That we know for certain. And actually from our canola field, we know it's nothing to do with weeds because it had weeds in it, and we weeded it, and it's still 95%. So, don't know. I don't think it's anything we've done wrong anyways, so I'm just not going to worry about it. Giants has announced that there is an update coming, so we'll see what's in there. I'd heard someone say that they thought it would be this week, but seeing this is Friday and it hasn't come out yet, I guess it won't be this week. It'll be some week though. 1.5 will release, and we'll see what it has to offer. I did check those spots. They are 100% fertilized. Just a quirk within the game, I guess. I don't know why the texture is different in those areas, but it is. Checked our chickens again. They're doing fine, lots of feed, so we'll have no problem holding out until this barley is ready. Well, that was a new one. You're gonna have had a little blip there. We were just merrily going along here, and it came up and popped up and said recording saved. And I'm like, what I wasn't done. Maybe I'm being sent a message. So that was a new one. That has never happened to me before, where it just stopped recording on its own. Well, this pass here should definitely, oh yeah, 100%. We actually probably were already out of the limed area. But we can stop and check what I already know. Then, if my recording stops, I can take the hint. But I wanted to at least get far enough to make sure to show you guys that liming made no difference. So, yeah, you can see 95%. All the way across here, and we're definitely in moving between limed area and unlimed area. So, just not sure what's going on there. I suppose a guy could Google it and do a little research. Maybe someone solved it, but I don't care that much. I was just, sometimes I like to figure things out on my own. And it was just doing some testing as we went along. I'd have to go back and look. I just can't remember if we cultivated this field. I think we did. So theoretically, weeds should pop up. So that'll be interesting to watch next month to see if we have any weeds in here. It's not showing any currently. Now, once I get the contracts done, I'll probably mow that field off camera. Truth be known, I could mow it now and then get the contracts done. But essentially what I want to show is how many bales we get off that field. That's the most important thing. So maybe the rowing and the windrowing I'll do off camera, and then some of the baling and the pickup will show on camera and give us an opportunity to use our new loading tractor. Because by the time we're done here, should be at about a half an episode, I'm thinking, or maybe just a little bit more. Well, with that in mind, I think I'll leave you there because I can hear the dog starting to carry on upstairs over something. So I will leave you there, and I will see you. We'll be baling on our grass field, and it'll be tomorrow or the last day of September, one of those two. So we'll catch up with you in a little bit. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the farm. It is the following day. And as you can see behind me, I did get our grass field mowed and windrowed. And as I often do, especially in FS25, I do a couple headland passes, then I stop and bale those up and drop the bales out of the road so I can just run straight up and down without running over any windrows, because in 25, if you run over your windrows, you do suffer some crop loss. So we are set up here and we're going to carry on and get some baling done. But I guess I should mention that we are at $20,000. Now I did complete the contracts for yesterday and today, but I also bought our loading tractor because we're going to need that. Little old Massey, very similar to the one I'm using on New Frontier, except I went all out. This is the turbo 4-wheel drive one. And I think it just makes a great little loading tractor and yard tractor. And it can do a few jobs for us. I even, you can see I washed it off because it did the windrowing for us. So that is where we're at. So let's get this baling finished up and we can put that little sucker to work. Let's get the Massey fired up. I don't think we need that business hanging around. Now, another advantage of baling up the windrows and putting the bales out of the way, not only is it convenient for the remaining windrowing, but it makes it very nice to bale as well. Oh, yes, I need to make sure it's down. There we go. So we should be able to bale this up pretty quick. Now, I've got 16 bales already off this field, and that's 180 centimeter bales. So we're doing all right. We'll probably get something somewhere near another 16 off these windrows here once we get them baled up. This does make a pretty nice baling outfit, I must admit. Now, after we get these windrows baled up and the bales picked up, then we'll have to roll this field. Well, I have to break in at this point to apologize because once again my recording had stopped and saved, but this time I didn't notice. So The rest of the baling footage, well, simply doesn't exist. I have been experiencing some recording issues the last couple episodes. Not sure what's going on, but I've also received some updates recently. So hopefully that will sort things out and we can get back to normal, because I haven't experienced any issues recording previously. So at this point, I'll return you back to the original programming. And again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. I wanted to show you this area here. This is actually hail damage, these two little patches here. The grass has never grown. So what I think I might do is see if I can't lease a small direct drill seeder and just reseed those patches with grass again, so we get some crop back off there, because the grass never gets any bigger than that. We've lost the yield in those spots. I suppose the other thing I could do is I could paint meadow grass in, but I think I'm inclined to go ahead and lease a small direct drill seeder and just replant those areas. Now, as promised, I won't make you endure a lot of this, but I just thought it's kind of neat to. Last time we did it, we were using the old John Deere. Well, we're going to do it with the old Massey now. Boy, she's heavy even with that weight on the back. Now let's see if this trailer is going to work right off the get-go. What the heck happened to my bale? Oh, it flew over on the other side. See, that's the kind of thing I had happening before. So what I did is I went in and just did one auto load bale, and then it seemed to work. So I'll get that done, and then we'll carry on. We'll see in just a second. Well, there. So all I did was just auto load one bale on, and now let's see. That's what fixed it last time. That's kind of odd. I haven't had. I've done this procedure a few times, but that's the first trailer that I've had an issue like that with. There is another auto load trailer that came out fairly recently. Maybe we'll make a swap. Oh, it's not a big deal to load the one bale. Yep, there we go. Now, I think there was another one over here. Yes, sir. So now, I don't know when we'll get back together again, because I don't think we've got anything other than another cutting of grass to do this year. So it might be just contracts, and maybe we'll meet when we're ready to do the next harvesting, or meet in spring. I'm not really sure. I guess we'll have to play it by ear and see how things go. Because we should have some harvesting to do fairly early in the year. But other than that, we just have the grass work. Unless I make up some money with contracting that we can do some, buy some more land or something. I guess there's no reason too we couldn't show a little contracting work. But there you go. You can see this is going to take some time. What, we have 32 or 36 bales? I'm going to be running around this field for a little while. Once I get it done, like I said, I'll roll a field. But I think I will leave you there, and it'll be a surprise to both of us when I bring you back. I'm not sure you want to come back just for more grass working, but you know, if we get a harvesting contract or something like that, I'd probably bring you back in for that. But for this episode, I think we're going to have to leave you there. So if you're still with me, I really appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, I encourage you to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to see when other content like this lands, hit that old notification bell. But for this episode here on Riverbend Springs, it's Farmer Murphy signing off.